Now let's see another problem related to the partitioning algorithm. And here is the scenario where at any particular point of time, we have some memory which is available, contiguous memory partition which is available. Here we have the processes that we have to store in these memory chunk. We have first we'll take the scenario of fixed size partitioning, and we'll use first fit, best fit, and worst fit, and we'll see how it works. Now, as we know, what happened in the fixed size partition, so whatever is the leftover part will be taken as a internal fragmentation, and we cannot use it for the further accommodation of the process. Now here we have, as you can see, five number of partition, and we have four number of processes. Let's see how it works with the help of first fit first. So what happened in the first fit? First, we'll find out the first partition which is fulfilling the requirement. Will accommodate there. Now the first one is the 212. Now the 212 is the size of process P1. Can we accommodate here in 100? No. Can we accommodate here? Yes, we can accommodate. So P1 should accommodate here. And the size is 212. So around 288K is left. And because it is a fixed size partitioning, so this, whatever the leftover memory cannot be useful. Now the next one is 417, where we can fit the 417. Definitely we can put it here in 600. So here we have P2. So the 600, we are putting 417, and the leftover is 183 KB. This is also of no use. Now the next one is 112. Can we accommodate here? No. Here, yes. This is P3 that we can put here. And from 200, the leftover will be 88. And it is of no use. And the next one is 426. Can we accommodate here, here, or here? No. So P4 has to wait. Next one is the best fit. Now in the best fit, we'll scan all the available hole, and we'll find out the minimum best hole which can fulfill the requirement. Now the first one is P4 with 212 requirement. Now here we'll scan all the holes, and you can find out like 300 is the hole which is the minimum can accommodate P1. So P1 can be accommodated here, and from 300 to 12 it will around 88K which is left. Now next one will be P2 is 417 is required. So 500 or 600. So 500 will be taken into consideration as a best fit, and we can accommodate here. And the leftover will be around 83K, which is of no use. Next is 112, where we can accommodate 112 definitely here. It is P3 place. 200, it will be 88K that is left. It is also no use. 426, where we can accommodate here. So it will be P4. 426 we can accommodate, and leftover will be 174. Will be the leftover. So we have accommodated all the processes with the best fit. Now come to the worst fit. Worst fit is taking out the largest chunk of memory, and it will accommodate. So what is the largest chunk here? It will scan from the beginning. 600 is the largest chunk. So it will accommodate P1 here. So from 600, it will be available 388K, which is available. And the less to 388 KB, which is available but not useful. It is an internal fragment. 417, definitely it will come here because this is the next worst or next highest memory which is left, and it will take around 83K of memory which is left over of no use. Next is 112. 112 can be accommodated here with P3 is the largest one available. And this will be 112. It is 288, which is left, and it is of no use. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. Sorry, this is 112, right? So it will be 88, 188, not 288. It is 188. Now, 426, can we accommodate 246? Anywhere? No. So P4 has to wait. Now, if you see here in this particular fixed size partition and best fit is working the best because it can accommodate all the processes into the memory, right? Now, the next one that we'll see here is the variable size partitioning, and in which we see the all the three cases, that is first fit, best fit, and worst fit. Let's see how it works. So the first one is the P1 in the 212 KB, which is required. First fit will find out the first. So here we find out P1 to accommodate in the 500 chunk of memory. So 288 will be left that we can use it further. 417. So 417 we can accommodate here. That is P2 will be accommodated here. 417 from 600. So the leftover will be 183K. Next one is the 112. So we'll start from here. It will accommodate here because 128, 188 is here, and we can use this particular memory for P3. Now the leftover will be 176. Next is 426. Can we accommodate 426? No, we cannot accommodate. So P4 has to wait. And the next one is the best fit. We'll find out the best. 212, where we can accommodate here. So it will be P1. 212, 88K is left. 476, we can accommodate here. This is P2. So the leftover would be 83. Then we have 112. So for that we can accommodate here, that is P3. Again 88 is left. Last one is 426. We can accommodate here, that is P4. And the leftover will be 174K. So all processes has been stored into the main memory. Let's go to the worst fit scenario. So here it is 212. Can we accommodate? Where will accommodate? So in the worst chunk of memory, we can have this. Means the highest one is this. So 600 we have accommodated 212, and 388 will be left. Then 417 we can accommodate here is the biggest one after that. So P2 will come here. So from 417 the leftover will be 83K, which is left. Now let's go to the 112 where we can accommodate. So here it is 8300, 200, 300, 388. So the biggest one is this. So P3 will be accommodated here. That is from 388, We have taken 112, so again 276K is left. And the next one is 426. We can accommodate nowhere, so it has to wait. Now this is how the variable size partitioning with first, best, and worst is going to work. Here also the best fit is working best in this particular scenario in the variable size partitioning also. Okay, in this particular scenario and in this environment. So this is how it will be done, and this is how we can accommodate all those processes into the main memory by using those different best fit, worst fit, and first fit algorithms.